So in the past week in the wrestling community, there's been a little bit of speculation amongst fans on what the ex ring announcer, ex WWE ring announcer Samantha Irvin, what's her next move going to be? Is she going to stay in the wrestling industry? Or is she maybe going to branch out and do something, I don't know, in the music or in the acting world? But she's no longer a ring announcer now for the WWE, and some people would probably would say that it's not a massive surprise considering that her boyfriend Ricochet went from WWE to AEW. A few months ago on TV, Braun Breaker took him out, and then he had decided no longer wanted to be in WWE, and then was it 2 or so months ago showed up in AEW. But there's a little bit of I guess there's a wee bit of controversy there though with some of the stuff that she's been tweeting about. She had said about claiming that no, she didn't actually like announcing, and that it was only really to be her way in. That she was actually thinking she'd be like a general manager. I personally wouldn't see her as a general manager character, but she definitely could. She could go to WWE. Sorry, not WWE. AEW. ATM Tony, the boss Tony Khan would pay her good money. And yeah, you could have it on screen. Managing our guy Ricochet. That could be one option there, to do something with her. But yeah, I mean, she's saying stuff about they wanted Rico to stay in the big leagues. I don't know why everybody's pretending like he was always in great positions at WWE. My husband is a millionaire. So yes, I don't have to do a job I don't like anymore. I have a hard time believing that Ricochet, a millionaire from WWE. I don't know. I mean, maybe I don't know. To me, how I define a millionaire is somebody who's got £1 million in the bank. So he might be worth $1 million with his assets, but I don't know if he's a millionaire. But he'd probably be a millionaire now with the money that Tony Khan would pay him. Not just the money he would make a year, but like an upfront type payment. Who knows? But the thing about this Samantha Irvin though, it was like, she had a good name as a ring announcer, right? But then her saying, I don't like announcing, but then she did add, I'm serious. Like, so, I mean, who knows? She might have just been joking. But let's say, she didn't particularly like it. It's like, well, that's what she's known for. That's what, why the reason why people are talking about her still. That's the reason why she's got a lot, quite a big fan base. That, and she's quite a, attractive woman too. But it was the ring announcing, and that was what got her over. So if she's claiming that she doesn't like announcing and like coming off like, it was what it was just to get me in the company. Yeah, I mean, to some people they might see that as her being a little ungrateful. Maybe not the best attitude to have. But hey, if she felt she was more than just an announcer, and reading off a bit of paper, so and so's name and their weight and where they're from, hey, more power to her. If she believes she's more than that, then yeah, I mean, if she was a singer, she had done something from what I was reading about, the female, the lead female vocal in the Michael Jackson musical. She's a talented woman, but she was known. Ring announcing was what she got her over. So it's like, her saying, I didn't really like it. Yeah, I could see how that could rub some people the wrong way, maybe in the company. That gave it a lot of exposure. They'd done a lot of stuff there with it went beyond, just her announcing. Sometimes there was that interaction there with the other talent. There was other that stuff, like the specifically where the camera is just looking at her and her reactions, which I've got to say, I found her reactions to be a little bit over the top. I wasn't a huge fan of the OTT, looking so shocked when something happened. I don't know. I wasn't a huge fan of that. Like when I think back to like when I was growing up and Lillian Garcia was the ring announcer, it was like, yeah, you had Lillian, she'd smile when the baby faces come out, would stay stoic when the heels would come out. But it wasn't so much OTT, like, with the facial expressions, and I thought that was the case a little bit with Samantha Irvin. So she's 35. I was surprised. I thought she was maybe like mid late 20s, but maybe at that point now, thinking of priorities now are going to change. Maybe she's thinking of settling, to have a kid soon. But yeah, I mean, I don't think people were. It wasn't a huge surprise that she left. I think some people were just surprised it didn't happen sooner, being that Ricochet went to WWE. What will happen next? I don't know. I mean, she can do a lot of things. She could, podcast and have her own YouTube channel, record an album, or still do something in the wrestling business. I mean, she's more or less got a job lined up for her, I feel, considering, who her partner is and him, being in All Elite Wrestling. So she's probably going to be all right. But yeah, I mean, I would say that, maybe it's just I don't know. Maybe is this just her acting like a heel on social media because she maybe thinks so. Her and Ricochet would be good heel characters. Are they both there in AEW? Who knows? That could maybe work. But then if people think, I could see that maybe people felt that it was her. They maybe thought that she was being a little ungrateful though. If she said, "Oh, I didn't really like announcing," saying that she really wanted to be a manager. She said about, I think she had even said that she had went to the performance center with the intention of becoming a wrestler. But then WWE only saw a future for her with ring announcing. But the thing is, she went there when she was 32 years old. And yeah, you could say it's wrong that people are maybe ageist there in wrestling, but I can understand it though. With female wrestlers, a lot of them, there was that expectation there. You're probably going to start out, you're going to be in your like early mid 20s at a push, your late 20s. But yeah, I mean, she was popular. She's an attractive woman. I'm sure she's going to be just fine. Maybe it's just her, just getting a little heel heat on Twitter with her tweets. But yeah, there's always going to be the trolls that are going to wind up, and there's going to be haters. But I think she'll be just fine. And yeah, maybe that's the way to go. Maybe if she goes to AEW, she could be then, the valet for her guy Ricochet. And yeah, maybe have them turn heel. Maybe it would be a bit more interesting having Ricochet as a heel, because he's quite bland as a babyface and he struggles and he still can't really cut a promo. She could be good in his corner to speak for him, actually. So that would actually be a pretty good idea, come to think of it. But I guess we'll just have to wait and see, though. But that's my video for now, guys. So you know what to do. Hit the like, hit the subscribe button. And leave a comment. Let me know what your thoughts are on all stuff with Samantha Irvin. Could you see her working in AEW? Could you even see her being the heel, like the valet for Ricochet? Leave a comment and give me your take on what your thoughts or her place could be there. But that's me for now, guys. Thank you very much. Cheers. Bye.